Okay, so let's get started. So today what we are going to see, we are going to do the Huawei Datacom Lab 1. So our topic is to go through from Huawei basic versatile routing platform, and that we are going to use in order to see our basic configuration about the Datacom certification. So why we are here? So actually the plan was like I am studying the Huawei Datacom, so I decided to when I decided when I am going to do the lab, so I will share with other people so they can do it alongside with me. So I will have fun also, and they can also have fun. So like this, I mean, if I am studying, I like to share with other people's. But before going into the lab or detail, let's see a little bit of some interesting stuff about the Huawei. So why we decided, why I decided to do the Huawei certification? Because right now I'm working in Europe as a network engineer for a service provider a company. So actually we are working on a fiber optics on a really big level. So the thing is, we were using some other devices, other vendors devices like Cisco or other vendors. So but we after a little bit of research, we found out that Huawei is really providing really good quality of the devices for the fiber optics and other stuff that we can use, and the devices are really economical, and you can afford really on the half of the price. For example, if you are going to use a Cisco router, the same quality and the same feature, maybe you can get on a half price, and it's a reliable device of Huawei. So another thing is, I did a little bit of research why Huawei. So Huawei basically taking quickly and really taking fast the industry or the market of the European country. So as you can see, all the European country, and there was a research done by Politico, and they have an article on their website, and I will provide all the details with you guys. Don't worry, I will put it in the description and you can go and read. Okay, so these are the country that are really, some of the countries are doing, using 100% of the Cisco infrastructure in order to support their telecom project and everything. So Romania is also a hub. Romania, they are providing all the technical support about the Huawei devices and everything. So as you can see, Germany is Germany is 60% using, Hungary 50%, and Italy is also 50% using devices of the Huawei. Anyway, so let's walk through a little bit of the certification. They are doing a lot of cool stuff. You can see they have a lot of certification cloud. On the cloud they have all, and the basic hardware and software stuff, artificial intelligence and everything. But our my main focus is on the infrastructure, because we deal with the infrastructure. So we will focus on the datacom. So I will start with this, because we are not data center, we are a service provider where we deal with the routing and switching. So this is my domain, and hopefully if I am going to share with you guys, hopefully some of you guys are in this field. But more or less the devices are going to be the same, and if you are going to interact with the configuration, and the configuration is a little bit going to be the same. Okay, so the basic configuration is going to be the same for the most of the devices, if you are in the data center or whatever you are going to use. So I will share this one also. And if you go a little bit further in detail, they have explained the carrier certificate. So datacom, data communication, basically associate level, we are going to see. And this one you can find free on the Huawei website, and you can find all the lectures and everything. So there are some professional level, but you have to pay for this, and some expert level also. So for this you don't need, you can click on it and you can go, it will open a page and it will provide you all the information about the exam and how you can learn, what are the topics you need to study, everything. But here we will go step by step for all the laboratory lab that we need to do. But before wasting our time, let's move forward to our lab. So in this lab is an introductory lab. We are going to get familiar with the VRP. It's a versatile routing protocol, routing platform that the Huawei use in order to simulate. If you guys are familiar with the Cisco, maybe you have used the Cisco Packet Tracer. Is a more or less similar. Okay, so let me show you the software. This is the software that we are going to use for this particular labs. Okay, for Huawei lab. And let me show you, let me go a little bit up. Okay, perfect. So you can see the whole software. Okay, so I'm not going to go into that really detail because we can I will make a separate video to walk through from all the detail about the software. Okay, and I will provide you, if you guys do not have the exe file or other file, how to install, and everything I will provide you about this software. So if you guys really want, just write in the comment and let me know. If you really want, I will make a video about this, and I will share everything with you guys. Anyway, so let's create a new topology. So as we have here, the basic topology that we are going to use only a PC and the router to perform like 6 steps about our configuration. So these are the steps we are going to follow, sorry. Configuration, like it's a really basic, really easy. Okay, really easy, and you don't need to worry about. So basic stuff. So we are going to, I mean, these are a whole bunch of devices. Some are advanced devices, some are basic devices, routers, switches, and wireless LAN devices, firewalls, PC that you can use. If you are familiar a little bit with the packet tracer, is a more or less similar. Cloud and some cabling you can use, So let's create our topology. I will take this router. This router more or less you are going to use in every topology, but this is a basic one. Slowly we will move forward for the higher, you can say, when we go in the advanced level, you will see everything. Okay, so let's get a desktop PC. So we are going to use a desktop PC. If you are working in a network field or something, in order to connect with the router, any router, you need a console cable. Even though there are some other methods also, but we are not going into the drill. We are going to stick with our lab, what we are going to use. So you need a console cable in order to connect with the router. But in a simulation, you can, if you start the devices, you can enter directly into the router in the simulation. But in a real life or in a production or in a real time, you cannot enter directly into the router. Of course, you need a PC. So let's connect with the cable. There are different kind of cable that you can use. We will go through, I will explain you later how to use this software in a really detail. Okay, so let's select the console cable and connect with the console. Okay, perfect. Anyway, so we are connected with the console cable. So let's enter inside the console. So you guys have seen it's more or less the putty if you have used in your carrier putty or some other software that permits you to enter into a network device via console. So there is a specific software putty that you can easily download. If you go onto the Google, you write putty, and it's an open source. You can download easily. It's a free, so it's not a big deal. Anyway, these are the settings that you have to, I will leave it like this. It's a default. So some of the vendors, they use a different kind of setting in order to enter into their devices, but I don't want to go into that detail, but we will stick with this. Anyway, so we need to connect our device. So we are connected. So if you guys see in a simulation, you can see we are in the device, but from here we need to enter from the console cable. So hopefully you can okay, let me make it big a little bit, because while recording my device, they cannot show a little bit. Anyway, so we are inside the devices via the console cable. Let's start a basic configuration step by step. So first step we already done. So let me write it down. Okay. So display the device information. So we are going to show you some display information. Okay. So Huawei operating system is a little bit different as compared to the Cisco or Juniper or Mikrotik or other different vendor that you have used or didn't use. But if you're his first time, then no problem. So if you already have used, so it's a little bit slightly different. So but anyway, more or less the things are similar. So in order to get the information, you write display. If you tab, it will show you all the command version. Okay, here, because we are in the simulation mode, it is going to show you the Huawei versatile routing platform software. But in the real life, it will show you the whole bunch of stuff, the version and everything, you know, so which kind of iOS is running. But right now we are in the simulation, it's not showing you the enough information. So I'm sorry for this, but hopefully if I get I'd say if I get the device, real-time device, then I will try to record a video for that, and I will show you, I will share the information with you guys. Okay, so no problem. So let's go to the next point. Okay, so this one is also done. It's a basic, easy configuration, so don't need to worry about it. Anyway, so now we are going to do the task 3. So complete the basic device configuration. Why we are doing this? Because the problem is Huawei use different operating system, and they have a different command line as compared to the Cisco or other vendors. So they use little bit different command lines. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to give a name. Okay, so in order to, so for example, like Cisco, they have a different configuration mode, like enable mode, configuration mode, interface configuration mode, and global configuration mode, and this kind of stuff. So here they Huawei also have a different configuration mode. So let's go into, so in order to enter and modify the configuration, we need to enter into the system view. If you write some command and press the tab, it will show you the whole command. For example, let's try sys, and then I will tab, it will automatically show me the whole command. Okay, if I will put the, for example, if I put the question marks, okay, and it will show me the command that I can use in this mode. Okay, so the whole command you guys can see, but we will not go further into the detail, but step by step we will see the command. Here we have to enter into the system view in order to configure the router. System view. Okay, so we are enter in the system view. In order to change the device name, we say system name. So basically this is a system, so we need to change the name of the device or the system. So we are in the system, and if we put the question marks, what we can do is say you have to write the text like a host name, the character has to be this much, and okay, so let's give it router 1. Okay, perfect. So you see guys, we change the name, so there are some messages that configuration has been changed, the current number and everything. See, there is a message will appear when you do some configuration. Okay, did you guys notice one thing? So when I was outside the system view, it has a different character, I mean different mood. Okay, so once you are outside the configuration mode, it will show you a different character. So once you are enter in the system view, so it will show you the different character that it represents that you are in the system view. So keep in mind when you are configuring the Cisco, oh sorry, Huawei devices, you if you just see the character, you I mean immediately understand that where you are. You are in the system view or you are out of the system view. Anyway, you are in the system view. Perfect. So the next thing is that we need to configure interface, and we give an IP address. So let's see. So we can see display current configuration in order to in order to in order to see the whole bunch of configuration right now. I mean, when you find a device, you have initial default configuration, and you can see all the interface name and everything. So this is important. You must know how many interfaces, or what interface you are going to configure, and what kind of devices you are trying to configure. So anyway, we will configure the interface gigabit, and we will give an IP address just to get familiar with the little bit of the command line. Okay, so later we will go in detail. So in order to enter in the interface configuration mode, you have to be in the system view. So we are already in the system view, as you guys can see here. So let's enter in the interface configuration mode. Interface, the command interface gigabit 0 0 and 0. Enter. So we are in the configuration interface configuration mode. It will show you like this. So where you are, this is a really important thing. Now we will write. Okay, so under the configuration, interface configuration, if you write the question mark, it will show you which kind of command you can use under the interface configuration mode. There are whole bunch of the command that we are not going to go inside, but what we are concerned is we are going to use the two command here. First, IP address, and then other is description. I mean, just to give the name to the interface, then what interface is this, and specify. I mean, when you are doing like in a production environment, you need to specify the interface name and interface thing. So for example, if you are going to troubleshoot, you must understand I mean, what is the purpose of this interface, why we configure the IP address on this, and where it is connected. I mean, the whole I mean, this kind of information is very useful when you troubleshoot. So this is a good practice. But anyway, let's see. First we give a description. We will give any description. We can say test interface. Okay, so this is our description, and now we are going to give an IP address. If I write IP, and then if I put the question mark, it will show me which kind of command I can use. Anyway, IP address, and then if I put the question mark, it will show me what I need to do. I need to enter an IP address. So here we are going to use the famous private IP address 192.192.1, and the subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. I hope you guys are familiar with the IP address and subnetting and everything, but in the future we will see a little bit about this also. Anyway, so we are done with the configuration of interface. As you guys can see, every time it giving us, you have changed the configuration, but in the real time, I mean, on some of devices it's a little bit different, but here is giving us a message, like you can say it's giving us a log that you have changed, or the configuration has been changed. Anyway, so we are done with the configuration here, and then we are going anyway, we also have seen the use of the question mark, how to get the help, and everything, so okay, so one more thing. In order to shut down, or you can say activate and deactivate, or turn on or turn off the interface, so we use here for the Huawei undo shutdown command. But if you guys are familiar with the Cisco operating system, Cisco use no shutdown command. Okay, but here in the in Huawei they use a different command. Okay, so I mean for the shutdown they use shutdown. Okay, shutdown, and now your interface is shut down. But if we go into the let me show you a little trick more. Display interface, display IP. I mean this is a this command. We are not. I mean display interface IP interface description. Display IP interface. No, display IP interface brief. Yes. Okay, so it will show you the brief how to say the brief summary of all the interfaces, how many interfaces this device have, and everything. So as you can see, this interface is down, administratively down. If you see the star here, I shut down. If you see, if you go a little bit up here, you see I shut down this, and in the summary you guys can see. I mean just to show you the little bit. So just try to memorize these commands. So this one, display IP interface. So it's really useful for troubleshooting. Let me enter into the interface and I will do undo shutdown. Sorry, undo shutdown. Okay, so let me go out and display interface. Okay, so one most important point is this: you can use display commands also here in a system view, and you can also go out and use the display command here, show IP interface brief. Okay, so now as you can see is down, but it's not administratively down, but we have not connected any device with this interface, so that's why it's showing us down. So once we connect any like PC or any switch or any other router, so it will come up. So the important thing is I just wanted to show you the how to say the command and the purpose of this. Okay, so let's see the display current configuration command, and we will see the whole bunch of configuration that we have changed. So we changed the configuration of this. So actually we did the description, we added some description, and we assign an IP address that we can see. And yeah, so if we see the host, yes, exactly, the system name also there. So in the current configuration you can see all the configuration edited, and the whole bunch of stuff. So now the fourth step is to save that configuration that we have done. Okay, so in order to save the configuration you have to be outside the system view. Okay, so we are already outside the view. So the command is to save the configuration, save, and if you want to see other, save all. So here is saying the name of, I mean if you want to specify, if you have already a configuration that is all running, and you can save in that particular file. If you want to save like random, you can save all, everything, and it's going to save all. But it will ask you, are you sure that you want to change your configuration? If you are I mean okay, or you know that you are fine with this, you can say yes, okay, I am fine, let's do this. So it will take some second, and then it will show you, okay, the save configuration is successful. And let's see what the next. Okay, it's a perform the operation on the system. Okay, so let's verify the directory where the file, where he saves our file. So in order to go into the directory or in the flash system, you know, every operating system has a memory system where they save everything, you know. So in order to go inside the memory, so we write the command directory dir and enter, and it's showing us the whole bunch of directory that we have. Okay, but in the real time, you're going to find a lot of the directory, but here is showing us few. So our configuration is saved here. Okay, VRP, actually versatile routing platform configuration. So because we are using the simulation platform, so that's why we are having the name of this configuration. Anyway, so these are the command that you have to understand. And then he said reset the device and delete everything, and we are going to delete everything. In order to delete or reset, you must be in outside the system view. Okay, so the command is really easy: reset. Okay, and save the configuration. Okay, if you don't know after reset what is coming, then you can put simply the a question mark and you can see the whole bunch of commands what you want to do. But for us, what we need this command saved configuration that we are going to reset. Okay, so we make our test, and but make sure do not use in a production environment this until unless you are sure that what you are going to do. Okay, so but it will ask you, are you really wanted to remove? I said yes. Okay, perfect. It says you're I mean succeeded in clearing the configuration in the device. So now next step is reboot. If you're not going to reboot your device, it's not going to remove. I mean, you have to reboot or turn off the device and turn it on. If you're going to reboot, it will ask you, okay, are you really want to save your configuration? I said no, I don't need. But you can also save if you accidentally remove your configuration but you really want to save. So this is also an option. I say no. It said you want to reboot your system. I said yes. Okay, so it's going to reboot the system, so it will clean everything, and the device came up version. And, yeah, it will take a little time. Let's see. Yes, it's rebooting. Okay, so we almost done with this lab. And see, before the name was router 1 and now it's Huawei. And if we see display current configuration, and we do not have any configuration, and the system name is not also there. The system name is been changed to Huawei because they have a default configuration. And yes, this is it. So it was like basic introduction, and to let you guys know a little bit of the commands and the command line and the operating system. And yeah, so I will share all the details in the link of the Google Drive and everything, and the documents that I have used, or the link I have used, I will put in the description. And make sure to subscribe. And if you guys really want uh, to have other videos, just let me know, and I will share with you guys. Okay, until now, perfect, and have a good day. Bye bye.